Hello everyone, and welcome back to Chattery Included, also known as the land of ghoulish delight and impish mischief. This week, I had a friend send me one of those make an OC TikTok challenges, and I couldn't be stopped. So I created my Impsona from the Hell of a Boss world. Based on gender, age, the amount of siblings I have, and so forth, I created this neat little burlesque imp. I know it's not my best work, meaning I struggled a fair amount, but this is a thing that was for fun, and I wasn't aiming for it to be perfect anyways. The definition of imp, as per the Google search I just did, is a small, mischievous devil or sprite. They are known to cause trouble and play pranks, and I thought since I had recently played somewhat of a prank, that it would be a good idea to talk about that for today's video. I want to give a warning beforehand. I think my sense of humor might be broken, so if you don't understand, that's okay. The prank is meant to be enjoyed by the person doing the pranking, not the audience. Okay, so context. I have been trying to help people out a lot lately. I've bent over backwards, mentally, physically, and financially exhausted myself to be helpful and to lessen the burdens of some people. Let's just say it has not been appreciated. One of these people actually had the nerve to send me a message telling me to go to hell and that they'd rather be dead than accept any more help. The best part of that is that they have not apologized and also still need my help. Basically, I just have to drive them to and from a doctor's appointment, or 10. Regardless, it puts my life on hold, just to be a chauffeur for someone who doesn't seem to actually appreciate it. And you might be asking yourself, Bansha, if they said they don't want your help, then don't help them. Here's the thing. If I don't help them, this person will have no way to their doctor's appointments, which are very important. Like, life-alteringly important. And if the responsibility falls to our mutual friends who also have busy lives, this person just probably won't be making it to these appointments. Everyone is struggling right now, so asking people to take time off work so frequently is kind of a big oof. You can't. So I offered to help initially. The person can't drive, or else I might have just loaned out my car. And even after telling me those things, yes, there are more things other than just go to hell. I'm just not willing to put a listener through that. They still expected me to show up to take them to their doctor's appointment on Monday, which I did. Now that the setup is out of the way, here's what happened. I finished an episode of a podcast I was listening to during the drive back to their house, and decided since my phone was only at 10% that I would just turn on the radio. Where we live, we get maybe 4 stations without static on a good day. So I turned on one of those few stations, and the most unhinged, depressing songs were what was playing. The person I'm taking to these appointments is an extreme depressive slump. So naturally, I don't want to just blare depression music at them. So I turned the station. Eventually, I found a station that wasn't depression music, but it was just some staticky commercials. But I decided that was better, so I left it. Those commercials ended, and what would play other than one of those weird depression cowboy songs? So now I'm back to turning the radio dial. During the second bout of only finding safe radio ads, basically, the idea formed in my head of how long would it take my passenger to notice if, regardless of song, I just changed it to ads and commercials for the rest of the drive. About 12 minutes into nothing but ads, sometimes the same commercial back to back due to the changing, I had to bite the inside of my cheek because I felt like I was playing what is perhaps the greatest prank of my young life. I don't even know if my passenger noticed at that point, but I'd started having to hide my smile that might be a little too noticeable, and then if they saw me smiling, especially considering we hadn't been talking, they'd ask and they'd be like, hey, what are you doing? And I would have to give up my stupid little prank, and I wasn't willing to do that. So I'm sitting in the driver's seat trying to figure out how to double down on this weird radio thing I'm doing, and all I can think is but okay, what if I could just get really hyped for one of the ads? Just crank that shit up and yell, vibe super hard even though it has no music. And after a nearly 20-minute drive, my passenger escaped into the confines of their house and I was left cackling in the car before I remembered they have another appointment coming up. And obviously, if I start at getting hype at dumb ads, that leaves me nowhere to go. You can't start it at 10 if there's no 15 to get to. So I called in backup, and I wish I'd been able to record this phone call I had with Chen. She suggested using ads for the next appointment from the moment the person gets in my car until they safely arrive home. I expressed how I felt like that might be dangerous to constantly be twisting the dial while driving for an hour and a half, so she brought up the idea of just making a CD full of ads. Naturally, I was like, yes, that's perfect, you're a genius. And to put a cherry on the someday, what if they were all ads from the early 2000s from when we were kids? Just to kind of make my passenger stop and be like, wait, what year is it? So we started going back and forth about which ads to put on the CD. At first, we thought it'd be really funny to ensure that there were no musical ads. No Zoo Pals, no JG Wentworth, absolutely no FreeCreditReport.com ads, and no Kids Bop. We threw around the idea of only using infomercial-style ads. Anything with Billy Mays or the Sham Wow Guy, the Chocolate Factory, the Big Top Cupcake, Zoo Books, the list goes on. But then she suggested, what if we put, in the whole CD, one lone ad with a song? Specifically, the Sarah McLachlan ASPCA In the Arms of an Angel commercial. So just imagine, if you will, being the passenger in a car where the driver doesn't want to talk to you and instead they turn up the radio and absolutely vibe to an auditory Blowpins commercial and then suddenly blast a really sad please help these poor animals ad. She then brought up the head-on, apply directly to the forehead ads. We joked about making a CD that was just like an hour of that. That would be the real torment. We decided against it. We spent the rest of my drive home thinking of which ads to put on the CD's playlist. As it turns out, Chen actually had some blank CDs, and he gave me one, which I intend to label psychological warfare when I get around to making it. Because initially their following appointment was for the following day, I didn't think I'd have time to burn the CD, so I considered just grabbing a YouTube playlist of old ads, which would work because the only thing that would break up the playlist would be more ads. How perfect would that be? So yeah, I'm pretty sure my sense of humor is broken, but I laughed so hard at this idea, and I still intend to follow through. What kind of silly little pranks have you pulled on people, and what reactions did they have? I would love to know in the comments below. Make sure to check out the channel for more videos like this. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to support, and find me on Instagram and TikTok also as Chattery included. Thanks for sticking with me for another silly little adventure, and I will see you guys in the next one.